Before addressing how a runner can jettison outside the rat race, we must understand how one gets into this situation in the first place. When did the starting gun go off? People generally tend to think that the starting line of the rat race originates the moment one graduates from college and enters the professional world. This is a great misconception, and whomever maintains belief in such a fallacy is gravely naive. There are many more sinister plans afoot. This phenomenon definitely doesn't take place overnight. As an integral part of the grand evil scheme of consumption, entering the rat race has always been a carefully synchronized stratagem that is initiated as early as our formative years and progressively ingrained into our psyche till we arrive at a full-fledged and a quote-unquote independent adulthood. It begins with advertising, and as we all know, it takes no prisoners. In targeting children, advertising has been the #1 culprit for embedding a need for consumption among children of all ages. With the commercialization of numerous annual events across the globe, materiality in the form of food, toys, or technology is now an expected norm from the earliest of ages, implanting the seeds for a more and more desire. As we close out the first decade of our life and enter the ever-changing dynamic of being a teenager, our perceptions start to quickly project outwards, and we begin to contemplate how others view us. This is the first time in our life when we compare ourselves to others in a material sense. Schooling is also the first time we and our achievements are judged. Getting good grades, being the most popular, societal elevation as an athlete, and admissions into top colleges are all outcomes that are demanded by the adults around us, and consequently result in a competitive spirit that becomes mean-spirited versus one embodied by goodwill. Congratulations on graduating high school, but that was only a test run for what is yet to come. Over the next 4 to 5 years, financial holes will be dug deep before you even start making a significant penny. Financial disorder will become a lifelong partner. Your success will now be ascertained not by how good you actually are in the grander scheme of things, but by which school brand you attend and how you compare to the highest performing peers of your group, not by your individual ability to contribute. Competition will have been indoctrinated in you in preparation for your entry into the workforce. We habitually look at others for benchmarking success versus looking at our own accomplishments. That's why we are never satisfied or content with our real achievements. Deserving or not, we want that next promotion over our colleagues. There are always more successful and more capable people to compare yourself to, and with that, we lose track of our own path and get drawn into one of others. We then fall into a habit of following other bad habits, like losing our time and passions, as others have lost theirs before us, all in the name of working hard and keeping our heads above water. We might be shocked at this blunt expression, but there is a truth within it. Whenever we meet someone new in life, we go through the same motions to judge whether they are more or less than we are. The same questions of what do you do? Where do you live? Where do you travel? And so on are typical behavior. We live in a ceaseless cycle of comparison. Modern technology has multiplied the reoccurrence of this phenomenon to an uncontrollable extreme of minutes and even seconds. We are in a perpetual state of craving for more rewards. All types of rewards, be them material or emotional. We hunger for them as they represent our value to ourselves and to convince those around us that we are truly worthy. The more the rewards, the greater we feel about ourselves. Consequently, we run and run and run. But don't get stressed out. There is hope. The key to exiting a rat race is a single point of action. Move alone. Or better yet, independently. At your own speed, with your own goals, and at your own personal level of contentment. But within this sole action, there are 5 sub-measures that must be addressed. Ignore what society demands of you, or what it projects as success. With that, I mean, decide that your thoughts and convictions alone are of the utmost importance to you. No one else matters. Who cares if you own 1 or 2 homes? Have this job or that? If you know you'll be happy in life with what you have and who you are, then accept it wholeheartedly. No one can take that state of being away from you. What are your priorities? What material things give you satisfaction and security in life? Make a list. Take it down to the bone, the absolute bare minimum. Then start building it back up from there. This way, you'll finally understand what gives you comfort, confidence, and clarity on what it takes to live the way you really want to live. You'll be surprised to discover how little one needs materially to feel secure and ready to be in a state of happiness. Live within your capabilities. Stop digging yourself in a deeper and darker hole of debt. Wanting more materially is not wrong per se, but it should not be at the expense of your comfort and well-being. Avoid spending money you don't own, unless its purpose is for production, and not strictly for pleasure or consumption. You've heard it and thought it before, and it's true. You are inefficient. We spend so much time on irrelevant actions that populate our entire day, be it at work or at home. Assess how you work and ask yourself, do I need to do things the same way as everybody else? Can you minimize the effort, but realize the same outcome? As much as we've been conditioned to work and perform at our professions, there is no one correct convention that applies to all. No matter how many people do it that way, find your own way. The wish and strive for betterment should apply to your personal development, and not always towards material advancement. Be better than the person you were yesterday, across all the elements that make up your complex life, with yourself, your family, your friends, and your career. Your goals will evolve. Your expected rewards will then shift from the material only and towards an emotional as well as financial prosperity. These 5 measures vary in their number of recurrences. The first 3 are single iterations of action that require a momentous decision and commitment, whereas the last 2 demand constant attention and repetition. Individually, each measure can slow your running down, but collectively, and as you accomplish more, your run will gradually decelerate to a jog. And then hopefully, a fully aware and more liberated walk becomes your new reality. Stress and tension will dissipate. Your days will overflow with more time opportunities for more experiences can finally be taken. Joy and happiness are within your reach. And in that moment, you will have achieved your miraculous escape.